3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Hello, this is Ben Baumann, and you are listening to Roots of Reality. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. This is the first podcast in the Roots of Reality podcast series, and today I'm going to be talking about what I call Phase Zero, what was before our universe. Now, before I get into that, I just want to point out that the way this podcast series is set up is that I'm going to tell you with each podcast episode a different phase in the 13.8 billion years that led to you. So now, what was before our universe? This to me is a question that really is not discussed enough. I mean, if you think about it, how many days a week do you really think about, oh boy, what was before the universe? That's interesting. No, people really don't. They really do not think about this a whole lot, and that's fine. Obviously, we go through our daily lives. We go to work, we go to school, we go to the gym, go to the restaurant. Usually this is not a hot topic on our minds, unless maybe we're in a philosophy class or we're having a late night with friends discussing some deep thoughts rolling through our heads. But not very often do we really stop to think about this question. And it seems to me that it's kind of ironic that we take for granted perhaps the greatest historical question ever. Our species has been on this planet for an estimated 300,000 years, and we still cannot answer the most basic question of our existence. Now, scientists today have a few ideas about how we got here. Some may say, and probably the most popular of them all, is that we really came from nothing before a point of singularity, which led to the expansion of our universe via the Big Bang. But before that, there was nothing. Now, some could say, perhaps God created the universe before this point of singularity. This is an idea that is popular among Christian scientists or religious scientists, but others who may be atheists or agnostics may say nothing came before it. Now, this seems kind of hard to understand, especially because how can something come from nothing? Logically, to us, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't really compute. But for all we know, and based on how little we actually know, that is a possibility. The second popular idea is an idea called the Big Bounce. For instance, that we came from an earlier contracting universe. So essentially the universe before us contracted, and then we came from that contraction and expanded into a new universe, making us basically the descendants of an earlier universe. Other ideas take us a little bit into the realm of science fiction. For instance, you may have heard the idea that we're actually all part of a computer simulation, which seems a little strange. That everything that we are doing right now is actually pre-programmed. Or I can take this a little bit further, and I can say, perhaps we're a part of just some kid's high school science project. That sounds really great. 13.8 billion years that led to me being part of a kid's high school science project? Wow. Talk about drama. That would probably be a little disappointing. But perhaps, I'm just a figment of your imagination. And you're a figment of mine. We really don't know. And we can go all day into the realm of possibilities. Now, obviously, do I think that we're a part of some kid's high school science project? Probably not. That would be kind of sad. The point is, we don't know. And that's something that we have to live with every day. It's strange. When you think about it, 1,000 years ago, people could not predict or even think about the idea of the internet. So essentially, something that doesn't seem possible today doesn't mean it is not possible tomorrow. Therefore, who knows? Like I said, the possibilities are endless, and we're just trying to figure it out. Now, it is also possible that we're just among many other universes that all come from something greater than what we know of today. However, when we get down to the essence of the question that I'm talking about today in this episode, maybe what was before our universe is not the right question. Maybe the more relevant question is, why do we spend so much time ignoring this question? I get it. I understand. It's easy to be kind of afraid of the idea of not knowing something. We're human beings. We get comfort from knowing something. How many times do you roll your eyes at someone when you think, oh, they're wrong, they don't know what they're talking about, and you're just thinking to yourself, like, well, obviously I know. That's how do you not know that? We feel empowered when we feel we know. And when we don't know something, it takes away that power. We feel vulnerable. And people don't like that. People want to know. And that's the reason why a lot of people may say they do actually know what was before the universe. A lot of people may claim they do have the answers. And that's fine. Obviously, everyone has to figure out how to make sense of this mysterious thing we call life. But at the end of the day, we're all just kind of fumbling through life and trying to do the best we can. No matter what, though, wherever we come from, and no matter how crazy existence may seem, I think if there's one thing that we can take away from this and just kind of smile at, especially if you ever just go outside and look at the stars one night, and you just look up, and you look in that sky, and you think to yourself, all of this led to me. That's an awesome feeling. And that is something that no one can ever take away from you. Because regardless of how we got to this point, we're a part of it. As astronomers and astrophysicists say, the same stardust that makes up the stars makes up you. All the matter that makes up the entire universe and everything that we know that exists makes up you. So we are inherently connected to it all, no matter what. So to wrap things up, thank you for joining me today. Feel free to comment and ask questions. The more the better. And try answering for yourself what was before our universe. And before I go, don't forget to share it with your friends if you like the podcast. Follow and like me and Roots of Reality on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. And remember, 13.8 billion years led to you.